In a world cluttered with information, where truth is power, Lawin Weekly News stands apart.
We delve deeper, uncover facts, and bring stories to light. From political showdowns and economic triumphs to the pulse of the street and the heart of the community.
We capture the moments that define us, stories that challenge, inspire, and transform.
Tune in live Sundays 8 a.m. Central Standard Time and Sundays 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
These are Lawin headlines for this week. Texas to eliminate temporary paper license plates starting July 2025. Houston Housing Department to hold public hearings on $315 million recovery funds. 244 arrested as Texas operation rescues 109 exploited children. ISIS bride Hoda Mathana seeks return to U.S. with child. Palace says Duterte's fate now rests with ICC on interim release. Iran denies responsibility for downing Ukrainian plane. Houston Consulate General celebrates 127th Philippine Independence Day with Southeast Texas community. Zainab Haraki's children warmly welcome Daddy Ray after the wedding.
Good day, I am Neska, and tonight we bring you the latest stories in the United States of America, especially in the state of Texas. So sit back, relax, and let Lawin Weekly News be your guide to the news that matters most. Governor Greg Abbott has ordered the deployment of more than 5,000 Texas National Guard troops and over 2,000 state police officers in response to ongoing protests over federal immigration enforcement and actions by President Donald Trump. The move comes ahead of planned demonstrations in cities including San Antonio, Houston, Austin, and Dallas. The events are part of the National No Kings movement. While officials have not disclosed specific deployment locations, Guard members were spotted Wednesday evening near the Alamo in San Antonio, where a protest drew hundreds. Earlier protests in Austin and Dallas resulted in minor clashes and law enforcement. Police used chemical dispersants to manage crowds, and approximately a dozen arrests were reported. State officials say they support peaceful demonstrations but will not tolerate property damage or violence. Mayors in San Antonio and Austin indicated they did not request assistance from the National Guard. The Texas Department of Public Safety and the Guard will remain on alert through the weekend. Texas will begin phasing out temporary paper license plates on July 1, 2025. From that date forward, drivers will receive permanent metal plates at the point of sale. The change follows House Bill 718, signed into law by Governor Greg Abbott in 2023, and will be implemented by the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles. Dealerships will be required to issue metal plates at the time of purchase. Officials say the move is designed to improve security and combat widespread fraud tied to counterfeit paper tags, which have been used in crimes like vehicle theft and drug trafficking. The outreach campaign is underway to inform the public, and starting next July, new car buyers will no longer have to wait for plates in the mail. The city of Houston is hosting a series of public hearings to discuss how it plans to spend $315 million in federal disaster recovery funds tied to three major disasters in 2024. According to the Houston Housing Department, the meetings will be held across the city to ensure residents have a chance to weigh in. The current proposal does not include funding for about 4,000 homes damaged in last year's storms, an exclusion city officials say could be revised based on community feedback. Officials are working with state and federal agencies to maximize the fund's impact, and final plans will reflect input gathered during the meetings. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is facing backlash from some conservative activists and media voices after backing Senate Bill 3, a measure that would ban THC products in Texas. Patrick has defended the bill, citing concerns that retailers are exploiting a legal loophole to sell high THC products. He called the issue a public safety risk, especially for young people. The Texas legislature has passed the bill, and it now awaits Governor Greg Abbott's decision. If signed into law, the measure could deal a major blow to the state's hemp industry, which relies heavily on THC containing products. Governor Abbott has not yet indicated whether he will sign or veto Senate Bill 3.
In a world filled with fleeting moments, there's beauty waiting to be captured. My name is Christian, and I specialize in immortalizing your most precious memories. From elegant weddings to vibrant events and timeless portraits, I'm here to make every moment unforgettable. Let me tell your story through the lens. Contact me today and let's create magic together.
The city of Austin is treating Lady Bird Lake to combat blue-green algae or cyanobacteria, which can be harmful to humans and pets. In past years, several dogs died after exposure to the algae. This year, officials began proactive treatments that have made the water appear cloudier than usual. Warning signs have been posted around the lake and water quality monitoring is ongoing. The city says the goal is to reduce algae blooms and improve long-term lake conditions. A statewide law enforcement operation has led to the rescue of 109 children and the arrest of 244 individuals connected to online child exploitation in Texas. The month-long operation, dubbed Operation Soteria Shield, was conducted in April by the North Texas Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force and the FBI Dallas Division. Officials announced the results today in a joint statement. More than 70 law enforcement agencies participated, including police departments in Dallas, Plano, Garland, and Wiley. Authorities say investigators seized terabytes of digital evidence with forensic analysis still underway. More arrests could follow. The operation was supported by state and federal prosecutors, child advocacy centers, and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Authorities are urging anyone with information about child exploitation to contact local police or report tips directly to NCMEC. Heavy rainfall early Thursday triggered severe flooding across San Antonio, resulting in at least 5 deaths, and several people reported missing, according to local officials. The intense storms led to widespread power outages, road closures, and stranded vehicles across multiple neighborhoods. Emergency crews worked throughout the day to rescue residents, conduct evacuations, and search for the missing. The San Antonio Fire Department responded to calls involving people trapped in homes and cars, while transportation crews cleared debris from blocked roads. The National Weather Service issued multiple flood warnings and urged residents to avoid driving through flooded areas as more rain remains in the forecast. Hoda Muthana, widely known as the ISIS bride, is continuing her legal fight to return to the United States with her young son. Muthana, originally from Alabama, left the US in 2014 to join the Islamic State in Syria. She is currently living in a refugee camp in northern Syria. After her departure, she reportedly used social media to promote the extremist group and encourage violence. The US government argues she is not a US citizen, citing her birth while her father was serving as a Yemeni diplomat, a status that typically excludes citizenship or under the 14th Amendment. Her legal team contends that her father's diplomatic role had ended before her birth, making her eligible for citizenship. In 2019, the Trump administration formally denied her request to return. Her son, born in Syria, may have a claim to U.S. citizenship, but his status is still under review.
Journey to self-discovery and mastery. Be bold, why not? Season 6 with MJ Concepcion every Monday 8 p.m. CST. Don't miss out.
Where every conversation is welcome at the table. This is Pink Table Talk with Dr. Carly D. Every Wednesday 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Rice, spice, and everything nice. Welcome to the Philippine food scene with adobo queen, Nancy Reyes Lumen of Commissary Kitchen. Every Thursday 8 p.m. CST, Friday 9 a.m. Philippine time. Don't miss out legal knowledge of legal treats with attorney Aileen every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time or Saturday 7:30 a.m. PHT. The most awaited Saturday show is coming back. Teacher Talk. Live Chikahan with Ma'am Cora and Dr. Nils. Launching soon. Shake, shimmy, and shine. Scarlett's got your dance workout covered. Tune in live every Sunday 7 p.m. CST or Monday 8 a.m. PHT for Swirl It with Scarlett.
President Donald Trump says he is prepared to stand trial if the House of Representatives proceeds with articles of impeachment. Over the past 2 weeks, more than a dozen witnesses have testified in the ongoing House inquiry, which focuses on the Trump administration's dealings with Ukraine. Testimony has addressed various aspects of U.S. foreign policy and communications involving the president and his aides. Trump maintains that the hearings have not revealed any misconduct and has pointed to continued support from Republican lawmakers. The House Intelligence Committee plans to release a report during the Thanksgiving recess, summarizing its findings. The Philippine government says it will respect the International Criminal Court's decision on an interim release appeal for former President Rodrigo Duterte. Duterte, who is being held at the ICC detention center in The Hague, faces charges of crimes against humanity related to his administration's drug war. He was arrested in March at Ninoy Aquino International Airport and transferred to the Netherlands. The appeal filed June 12 by his legal counsel argues for Duterte's temporary release, citing no flight risk. However, Malacanang has raised concerns about the defense's arguments, questioning whether they imply acknowledgement of the charges. A decision from the ICC is pending. Duterte's confirmation of charges hearing is set for September 23rd. Ukraine International Airlines flight PS752 crashed shortly after takeoff from Tehran's Imam Khomeini International Airport, killing all 176 people on board. U.S. intelligence suggests the aircraft was hit by an Iranian missile, citing satellite and infrared data. Iran has rejected the claims, citing or pointing instead to possible technical failure and urging the public to await the outcome of the official investigation. Iran has invited international experts, including representatives from Ukraine and Boeing, to assist in the inquiry. Leaders from Ukraine and Canada, both of which lost citizens in the crash, are urging a thorough and transparent investigation. Boeing has offered support to investigators and expressed condolences to the victims' families. Officials from the Philippine Consulate General in Houston joined local Filipino Americans in celebrating the 127th anniversary of Philippine independence at the Downtown Event Center in Beaumont. The event, hosted by the Philippine Association of Beaumont, Texas, featured cultural displays, community fellowship, and an art exhibit by renowned Filipino sculptor Nicio Castrillo. Beaumont Mayor Roy West also attended the celebration, which highlighted Filipino heritage and the contributions of the Filipino community in Southeast Texas. For details on consular services and events, visit the Philippine Consulate General's website at houstonpcg.dfa.gov.ph. The Phoenix Suns are reportedly exploring trade options for 15th-time NBA All-Star Kevin Durant, according to ESPN. The team has held several meetings with Durant's business partner and manager, Rich Kleiman, to evaluate potential destinations. Interested teams include the Houston Rockets, Miami Heat, Minnesota Timberwolves, New York Knicks, and San Antonio Spurs. Other undisclosed teams have also entered the mix. Durant, 36, is set to earn $54.7 million in the 2025-26 season and would be eligible for a two-year, $112 million extension if traded. Phoenix missed the playoffs with a 36-46 record this season, leading to major leadership changes, including the firing of head coach Mike Budenholzer. Durant averaged 26.6 points, 6 rebounds, and 4.2 assists over 62 games. Armando Duplantis continued his dominance in men's pole vault at the Diamond League meet in Oslo, setting a new meet record by clearing 6.15 meters. The Olympic gold medalist and the world record holder was unmatched, as several top competitors, including EJ Obiena of the Philippines, were eliminated early after failing to clear 5.62 meters. Duplantis cleared 5.82 meters alongside Greece's Emmanuel Karalis, then went on to clear 5.92 meters with 6.15 meters before ending his competition due to cold weather. Duplantis, who has lost only 4 times in 40 Diamond League appearances since 2020, is expected to compete again this weekend in Stockholm. BTS members RM and V were officially discharged from South Korea's military on Tuesday, marking a key step toward the group's long awaited reunion. The two greeted cheering fans outside their base, signaling their eagerness to return to music. Their discharge follows that of Jin and J Hope, who have resumed solo projects since completing service. The remaining members, Jimin, Jungkook, and Suga, are expected to finish their military duties by June 21st. BTS has been on hiatus as all seven members fulfill South Korea's mandatory military requirement for able-bodied men. The group's agency HYBE is hosting its annual BTS Festa this week to celebrate BTS' 12th anniversary, fueling anticipation for a full group comeback. BTS last released a group project in 2022, though members have remained active individually. With four members now out of service, the return of the global supergroup appears to be just around the corner. Social media star Zainab Harake and professional basketball player Bobby Ray Parks Jr. are officially a family. Following their wedding earlier this month, Harake shared a heartfelt video message from her children, Bia and Lucas, gifted by their teachers to celebrate the occasion. In the video, both children expressed their love and appreciation for Parks, highlighting the strength and happiness he brings to their lives. Bia is Harake's daughter with former partners Costa Klee, while Lucas is her adopted son. Parks has publicly embraced both children, often referring to them as his own in social media posts. The couple confirmed their relationship in June 2023 and tied the knot on June 1st in an intimate outdoor ceremony in Tagaytay. As we brace ourselves for the upcoming weather changes, let's dive into what you can expect day by day. Whether you're planning outdoor activities or just preparing for the week, we've got you covered with the most accurate forecast. So stay tuned with us as we take a closer look at the weather patterns that will impact our region. Remember, here at Lawin Weekly News, we bring you the clearest skies to the stormiest forecasts.
Here is your Lawin Weekly News weather forecast in Houston, Texas. On June 15th, Sunday, the highest temperature is 87 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 76 degrees Fahrenheit. The morning will bring sunshine, turning cloudy with a thunderstorm later. Perfectly timed for Father's Day plans. On June 16th, Monday, highs will reach 89 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Expect a humid day with sun early on before thunderstorms spread in spots. On June 17th, Tuesday, temperatures will top out at 90 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Humid conditions continue with partly sunny skies and isolated thunderstorms. On June 18th, Wednesday, highs of 91 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 79 degrees Fahrenheit are expected. Breezy, humid weather will alternate between sun and clouds, with afternoon storms possible. On June 19th, Thursday, temperatures will peak at 87 degrees Fahrenheit and dip to 78 degrees Fahrenheit. A humid day with variable clouds and a few thunderstorms. On June 20th, Friday, the high will be 90 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Anticipate periods of sun and clouds with storms hitting parts of the region. On June 21st, Saturday, highs of 88 degrees Fahrenheit and lows of 76 degrees Fahrenheit are expected. Expect continued humidity with isolated afternoon thunderstorms.
So those were the latest stories in Texas this week. I am Nesca Santina from Lawin Media Network. Have a great day.
Lawn Weekly News.
Tune in live Sundays 8 a.m. Central Standard Time and Sundays 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Lawin Weekly News.